Hello, and welcome back to the PNN. My name is Parker Taft. Today is another one of our Motivational Monday episodes, and today, instead of a speech or a poem, as I've typically done over the past couple of weeks on these Motivational Mondays, today I'm going to tell you a story. So, we're going to go far, far back to ancient times, in the ancient province of Judea. And there was an extremely wealthy man there. Think the equivalent of Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. So this man is going to be traveling abroad. So he gathers up his servants, his three head servants, and he divvies up according to their rank the funds, his wealth, in order to run his estate and ensure its continuation. So the most senior servant gets 5 talents. Talents is basically a measurement of silver. And I believe it's 20 pounds of silver, if I'm not mistaken. So 5 talents of silver would be quite a lot. So he gives the first servant 5 talents of silver. He gives the next servant in rank 2 talents of silver. And then he gives the most junior head servant 1 talent in silver. And he says, "Go forth and care for my money." So he leaves and goes traveling abroad. So the first servant goes and makes wise investments, both on the estates of his master and in the open markets. And he is able to double the amount of money he has, from 5 talents to 10 talents. The second, the middle servant, does the same thing. And he goes to the bankers and he invests the money and he uses it to grow and expand. And he doubles the amount of money as well. Makes it up to 4 talents. And then the most junior servant, fearful of retribution should he risk his master's money and lose it, he instead takes the 1 talent of silver and buries it in the vineyard to await his return, because he knows it will be safe in the vineyard. So a couple months to a year goes by, and the master of the household returns. And he calls forth the 3 servants, and he asks, "What have you done with my money? And how much is left," basically. So the first servant proudly walks up and says, "I have doubled your money. I've been given 5 talents, and I've created 5 more talents of wealth for you." And the man was pleased. And he said, "Since you have taken the initiative and shown that you can well manage the small things, you will be able to manage the big things, and I shall give you control over my entire estate." And so he goes to the second servant and he asks, "What have you done with my money?" And so the second servant says, "I too have created 2 more talents to go with the 2 talents that you gave me." And he says, "Since you have shown expertise in doing the small things, I too will grant you the power over my entire estate." And then he goes to the last servant and he says, "What have you done with the money I gave you?" And the servant responded, he said, "I was fearful of retribution should I lose your money, so I buried your talent in the sand in the vineyard. And I hereby return this talent that you gave me back to you in perfect condition." To which the master, the owner of the estate, flew into a rage, saying that it would have been you could have even done better had you given it to the money changers, basically the bankers, and invested it with them, and he would get his money back plus interest. But instead he buried it in the sand where it was worthless and could be of no use whatsoever. And so the servant, the most junior of the head servants, had to surrender his talent to the most senior servant, who doubled the amount of talents he was given from 5 to 10. And now this man was given 11 talents. And the master then says, "Go forth, for I have no more need of you or your skills. You have not invested wisely and taken the initiative," basically. So I think this is a very telling parable. It tells us that if we don't take risks and invest in ourselves, then we are bound to fall short both of our own expectations and the expectations of our community. Now, we shouldn't rely on the external opinions of other people for our self-satisfaction and gratification, nor should we pursue our goals blindly, ignorant of any of the risks that are involved. But I think it highlights the need for us to take what resources we have and use them to better ourselves and our communities around us, rather than hoarding it and saving it, because we don't get anything by hoarding or saving unless there's a purpose to it. You know, if you're saving up money to buy a house or saving up lumber for the winter, that is a good form of saving because there's a definite goal. But if you're just hoarding something to hoard it, then it becomes useless to you. Like the 1 pound of silver that the junior servant buried in the sand. It was useless to him. It served no purpose whatsoever. Whereas the other two put it to use and used it to basically double the wealth they were given. And although there was a risk, there was a greater risk of missing out on opportunities by just burying your head in the sand. So that is our sort of inspirational and guiding story for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I look forward to reading them on how you think I can improve this channel, or just ideas I can do for future Inspirational Monday videos. As always, this is the PNN Broadcast, signing off.